Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Once again, we join you from New York, New York. How apropos is that? For we have a doubleheader today between the surging Atlanta Braves and the first-place New York Mets here at Citi Field. The Braves have their starters lined up against David Peterson. Charlie Morton's got the ball in Game 1, hopeful of seeing the Braves win the first 2 games of this set. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Jeff, great to be back with you. Super game last night. Travis d'Arnaud, the hitting hero. Max Fried in the bullpen got the job done. And, Jeff, the Braves, with their starters lined up in this series, got it off to a great start.
Yeah, it sets up for a good day today for the Atlanta Braves with Charlie Morton, Kyle Wright getting the ball in Game 1 and Game 2. Charlie looking to rebound, get back in it. David Peterson, good numbers so far this year. Not great in his career against the Braves. And Carlos Carrasco coming back for the Mets in the nightcap should be a good one tonight, too.
Braves looking for offense any way they can get it. They're certainly getting it from their catchers on this road trip.
Yeah, Travis d'Arnaud has done a great job, especially last night here in Flushing, getting back his old team. You see, though, the catchers the last 7 games, we saw Travis's 2 doubles last night. But not only him, you go back to Friday night, and Contreras with his first multi-home run game in Texas. So something last year that we kind of struggled with was the catching. This year so far been one of the strengths of this ball club.
And we hope that continues in games 2 and 3 of this series. Yeah, maybe a few hammer jobs by the Braves offense will get things done today. Once again, that's apropos. We kick off Hank Aaron Week, a great celebration for all of Braves country. We'll break that down for you as we continue from Citi Field in New York with our doubleheader right after the break.
It's ups and downs, but one thing about it is that it somehow has a way of gluing people, of bringing people together.
As a little boy growing up in Mobile, Alabama, I dreamed of playing baseball. So I just thought that if I ever get in a position to help other children, regardless of whatever color they may be, and chase their dream, I was going to try to do everything that I possibly could.
Hank Aaron changed the game.
Hank Aaron changed our city.
Hank Aaron changed the world.
Hank Aaron changed the world and showed me that I can too.
Because of Hank, I will play every game as hard as I can.
Because of Hank, I will do my very best, no matter what.
Because of Hank, I will just keep swinging.
Because of Hank, I will rise above.
I will rise above.
The first man ever to put 3,000 hits and 500 home runs together.
Because of Hank, I know my life matters.
Because of Hank, I know I am strong.
Because of Hank, I know I am powerful.
Because of Hank, I know I am limitless.
You had to do it in order to make things easier for somebody coming behind you, and that's what's the most humbling situation, with the fact that you knew that whatever you did, that tomorrow things are going to be better.
Because of Hank, I can be a Hall of Famer.
Because of Hank, I can hit 800 home runs.
Because of Hank, I can chase my dreams.
Because of Hank, I can change the world.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
I felt like my playing in Atlanta, it healed some wounds, and I felt like I had done my part.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
This is one of the best celebrations for the Atlanta Braves during any championship season. We kick off Hank Aaron Week, and what a way for the Braves to win the World Series last year. Atlanta truly did have an angel in the outfield. Look at the incredible numbers. 44 wins in the first and second halves of the season, 44 homers by those 4 men you see, and the 44th week of 2021 is one that none of us will ever forget. And this is what the Braves players thought about those amazing coincidental numbers in 2021.
It was crazy numbers, how everything was just connected.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until after. I was 44 before All-Star break, 44 after All-Star break. One on the 44th week. Houston Astros is Hank Aaron. The Brewers and the Braves were 2 of the teams he played for. So it's pretty crazy. That's how it worked out.
There's some stories that you really can't come up with. No one could have ever thought of anything like that, and here we are. It's like 44 before the break, 44 after the break. Just the significance of that number for this franchise and really all of baseball, and it was like almost like a team of destiny.
It's really special. It's so cool that it happened. I wish he could have been here to celebrate it with us, the club, the city.
It was our year. was our year for those things to happen, and you can't explain how the season started for us and how it ended. It was just destined to happen.
And all of us who love the Braves know that Hank Aaron was indeed there, and he's here with us in New York as the Braves face the New York Mets in a doubleheader. It's Game 1. Charlie Morton's on the mound as the Braves try to take a 2-0 series lead.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Spring is beginning to spring in New York City. The flowers are blooming, the greenery's starting to pop, and so are the Braves, who won Game 1 of this 4-game series last night. Today, a special treat. We've got a doubleheader here in Flushing, Queens, New York. This doubleheader, one of 2 the Braves will play in New York this season, because the first 2 games of the Braves-Mets series in New York was postponed while baseball's players and owners wrapped up their CBA negotiations. So Atlanta starts play today, 5 games behind the Mets, 11 wins, 13 losses, and 3-4 overall in the National League Eastern Division race. Different look to the Toyota starting lineup. Ozzie Albies back in the leadoff spot. We presume Ronald Acuna Jr. will play the nightcap of this doubleheader. We just talked about it. Travis d'Arnaud, the former Met, has killed them over the last 3 years, and he'll work with Charlie Morton in rotation. Meanwhile, for the Mets, Jeff, David Peterson's on the mound. A man the Braves have seen before. He's back up from the minor leagues, and frankly, when Atlanta's seen him, they've liked it a lot.
They've put good numbers up. He's not 1-2 with 5.95 and 4 starts against the Braves, but threw 5 2/3 of 1-run ball on April 22nd. Doesn't throw real hard, 93, 94, 4-seam fastball, and then the pitch that he tries to tend to go to is mix up the slider and change up on hitters. But again, you said it, some Braves hitters got some really good numbers against them,
including Adam Duvall, who's a whopping 4 for 5 against him so far this year. Braves picked up a game in the standings, trying to gain some momentum now. Partner, what are your Ford keys to keep that momentum rolling?
Top 2, got to get on base today. Ozzie and Matt Olson, be good to get those guys with 2 games, probably 9-10 at bats back on the beam, and then limit lefties. Charlie Morton has really struggled with left-handers this year. They're hitting 400 with 3 homers off them. Try to limit those guys.
Big start for Charlie. And look,
it is.
He started slowly last year, then went on that terrific run that took the Braves all the way to the World Series. Hopefully today, Jeff, right team, right time for a guy who's been down this road before.
Same thing. We've talked about the ball, maybe possibly being an adjustment, different things, but for him, it's time to kind of get the ship righted. And I think, look, Charlie puts a lot of pressure on himself, Chip. He knows that he has not lived up to what he needs to do yet. I look for him to have a good start today.
Different look in the Mets dugout for Game 2. You'll recall minutes before first pitch last night, Buck Showalter was suspended by Major League Baseball. He and Juan Lopez were suspended for their roles in their tete-a-tete with the Philadelphia Phillies in the last series. So this will be our first look at Buck Showalter, who's done a great job for the Mets. They've won, Jeff, 16 of their first 24 games. This guy knows how to win. He knows how to change cultures and build them in his first year at the helm of the New York National League club.
He brought instant credibility, and again, remember, a manager cannot appeal a suspension. So when he got the 1 game, he had to serve it.
So he's back in his perch in the New York dugout. Peterson ready to go with Ozzie Albies leading off. Ozzie picked up a couple of hits last night, and our doubleheader is underway with a foul ball straight back. It's 0-1. We say it all the time in our game. Sometimes a little dribbler is something that will get a big league hitter going again. Ozzie with 2 hits snapped an 0 for 19 stretch. And he scored 2 runs. And you know what Ozzie does historically against left-handed pitching.
I saw Snit last night after the game real quick for a second. He said that was the nice thing was, last night kind of scored runs a little different than what they've done. He said, look, sorry, Chip, I love the long ball as much as anybody, but he said last night was a perfect example of ways sometimes you have to win games besides hitting the home run.
I think Snit said, and I'll paraphrase, that it was one of the most complete and fulfilling victories for the Braves this year, one of their 11. As Albies takes outside, remember he had a 3-walk game on the road trip. So So he's trying to set the table for Matt Olson, who waits on deck. 3 balls and a strike, nobody on or out, just underway. And a sharply hit ball, diving play. Guillorme scrambles and throws him out. That's not Lindor, but Luis Guillorme. He's tormented the Braves before, and a spectacular play defensively to start today's game.
Yeah, man. Ozzie, you see this one hop bullet. Ball's actually kind of by him when he made it, and then had to get up and throw a strike. Tough break for Ozzie. That ball was hit.
Mets have committed just 7 errors this year. And a spectacular play gets the first out. Here's Matt Olson. He swings the first one. Chopper left side in the shift. Slow runner. Low throw. Alonso handles the long hop. 2 outs. Matt now 6 for his last 48 at the plate. Hit it to somebody else, fellas. 2 good plays by Guillorme. And now Austin Riley. 2 homers on the road trip and 5 home runs since he became a dad.
A guy who's got really good numbers against Peterson.
He's 4 for 8 with a handful of extra base hits. And he's in the box with 2 outs and nobody on. Riley, a lifelong Mets killer. I can hardly wait for the Austin chants that will be starting here in Flushing.
Might never be as good as the Larry ones, but maybe they can get close.
That missed inside. Laz Diaz, our home plate umpire today. Laz a good ump. And Peterson set for his 10th pitch. And it was a beauty.
There's that slider. So you see the 1-0 pitch, he went changeup, got the called strike, and now slider at the same speed.
Peterson's first big league game since April 22nd. He's faced the Diamondbacks twice and the Phillies once. Now starting against the Braves. Former #1 pick. And a full count pitch is rolled foul. Wash makes the play. See if he can get it over the net. Nope, he's not going to try.
Tried last night. Got denied once.
And a good patient at bat for Austin Riley. This guy is really some kind of a hitter. Austin now has walked for the 11th time. And it keeps the inning alive for Marcell Ozuna, who's looking for his first hit in the series.
I thought we saw Marcell do a better job last night. You know, not rolling over. He tried to stay through some balls and fouled some off. See, maybe sometimes it takes a day or two for that approach to really lock in. See if he can get it to pay off today.
4 homers, 10 RBIs for Ozuna. And that's back off the netting foul, strike 1. Marcell was talking to you a long time on the charter flight from Arlington to here about exactly that. What was the issue he felt he was having of late?
Flying open quick, and what that does is it, you know, you start swinging at that slider away a little bit more because you can't tell how far off the zone it is. And then when you do get that pitch kind of into you where he's used to being able to stay closed and really, you know, get that bat head going through the zone, he opens up and it's a ground ball.
Some work to do here behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Riley at first, the pitch. There's a lot of room for Marcell on the right side of the diamond. He pokes one through there. The inning will continue with d'Arnaud on deck. Tell you this about Peterson, he doesn't waste any time, does he? He works with terrific pace. That's always appreciated when you've got 2 for the price of 1. Pitch number 18 coming up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little pop over the Mets dugout into the seats, foul. If you didn't see the game last night, you saw a good one. The Braves beat the Mets 5-2. Boy, was Max Fried terrific again. Another start without a walk. He's won 3 straight decisions. Matzik, McHugh, Minter, and Kenley Jansen preserved the win.
See how he's trying to keep himself from jumping right now, trying to relax his lower body. Marcel's some of the quickest hands in the game, trying to slow himself down.
It's not to be. A swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side. 20 pitches for Peterson in a scoreless first. Charlie Morton to work in New York. Safe to say the last couple of outings for Charlie are not up to his high standards. Let's see what he does with this Toyota starting lineup presented by skipper Buck Showalter and the Mets. Travis Jankowski will lead off. Mark Canha had a key at bat last night and struck out. Lindor the DH. Pete Alonso is their first baseman. Guillorme and Nido 8th and 9th. And for Charlie Morton, maybe the right team, right ballpark, and right opportunity to get his season going in the right direction.
For Charlie, really, this season has just come down, Chip, to location. Has not been able to consistently find the strike zone with that curveball. We've seen him pull it a lot. Away to righties, back foot to lefties, and I think for him it's just finding that release point. And when he does, we know he can get on a run like anybody you've never seen.
And as you said, one of your 4 keys. Left-handed batters will be key, and he's got one to lead off the game in Jankowski. And that just missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Jankowski, .318 average, 1 RBI. And this one's slowly hit. More soft contact. Ozzie gloves, grabs, and it's too late. Took a long time for Ozzie to get there. And for Charlie Morton, 8 of the 22 hits, now 9 of the 22 hits he's allowed, Jeff, have been below 80 miles an hour. He is getting a ton of soft contact, but no luck.
Well, yeah, and usually, as you can see, just breaks his bat, jams him, and he could not reach this ball. And usually Ozzie, one of the better kind of, as we talk about, internal clocks. Surprised he didn't try to barehand that. That was the only opportunity he had to get Travis at first.
So Morton to the stretch right away with Mark Canha, who's got a 7-game hitting streak. Great job of managing last night by Brian Snitker to have Colin McHugh ready to face him in case of 7th inning trouble. That's exactly what happened. And McHugh struck him out with the bases loaded to end a Mets threat. First pitch swing popped up behind the plate. And d'Arnaud will run out of real estate. That's in the expensive seats behind the dish. Strike 1. Two hits for Canha last night, including a long home run. That was his first as a New Yorker. It came against Max Fried, but that was it. That's all Max allowed.
Yeah.
And homer made him mad, and he shut him down the rest of the way over his 6 terrific innings. So righty-righty matchup here as they chase Jankowski back. Mets will run. Travis has a couple of stolen bases on the year. They're 12 out of 17 as a team.
Go, Mark.
Charlie's got a sign he likes, and here it is. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm not sure if Canha is even a distant relative of Mike Hargrove, but in his days, the former Cleveland manager and big league player was known as the human rain delay.
Yeah.
Canha is a very deliberate hitter. Steps out of the box.
You can say that.
After every pitch, takes a while for him to get settled in. Slow roller trickling down the line and touch it, Austin. Yep, it's foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's the last thing he needed, was 2 infield hits to start the game.
Charlie coming off his shortest outing since May 7th of last year. 2 1/3 against the Cubs, 70 pitches. And the Cubs were a very pesky team. It was a game that I think saw them foul off about 25% of the pitches they saw back at Truist Park.
Too many non-competitive pitches for Charlie, something we're not used to seeing. I think if he's got his stuff going after those hitters, could have put him away a lot earlier.
And Canha fooled, but he was fortunate to foul that to the right side. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Francisco Lindor, the DH, then Pete Alonso here for the Mets in the opening inning. Mets entered this series 3rd in runs, 1st in on base percentage, and the 4th toughest group to strike out in National League play. Braves whiffed him 9 times last night.
Come on, Mark. Ride one, get out.
Wind blowing in toward the Braves dugout on the 3rd base side here in New York. Short lead at first. And strike 3. Got the corner called that time. And Canha didn't think so. He struck out 3 straight times in the series. 1 down.
The ball came back right in the outside corner. One of those that is right on the edge here, even if it's a little bit off. A tough pitch to take with 2 strikes.
So here's another one of those lefty bats, and a nod of appreciation from Lindor and Charlie Morton. Lindor has seen him more than any other Met in the lineup. He's 2 for 24 in his career against Charlie. And that missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 4 homers, 14 RBIs for the Mets DH here in game 1. Already off to a much better start as a Met this year, Jeff, than last.
It looks a lot more like the guy we saw in Cleveland for many years. Tough to come to a city like this, though. Your first year, all the expectations, $300 million contract. Back to Bryce Harper, that first year in Philly, he struggled. Maybe not as bad to the extent that Lindor did, but then doesn't help him down the stretch when your team kind of falls apart and you're the guy.
Yeah, this isn't Cleveland. And you went through that as a Met. You get off to a good start, but it's a very different environment in many ways, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, the fans, it's a great place to play because when you're winning, there's a lot of energy, but we talk about it when things aren't going great. Not so much.
Looks like the 7 train Army's out in force in right center as Morton turns it loose, and that's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think I said the 7 train Army. It's the 7 line Army. We took the 7 train home last night, which was great. The pitch, and there's that back foot breaking ball that Charlie has hit a few batters with. Lindor says it might have grazed across the shoe tops. The Mets might take a look at this. If it did, it was on the bounce, and that's the pitch, Jeff, that Charlie's had the most difficulty with. He's pulled that breaking ball a time or two, and New York apparently is going to challenge this play in the dirt.
One thing I'm hoping, Chip, is maybe it's hard enough to see if it actually did hit it. Usually as a hitter, I hate to say it, you kind of know when you get hit, but
you know, in the old days, a hitter would say, check for shoe polish. I mean, if it got him, it's a glancing blow. And
that's what I'm saying. This could be one of those that's too tough. But that has been an area where Charlie has kind of hurt himself this year a couple of times, getting hitters 0-2, 1-2 like that, and then not being able to put that pitch where he wants and hits the back foot.
Charlie's hit 2 batters in 18 1/3 innings this year. Lindor hoping he's victim number 3, and they're still looking at Replay Central here in New York. Hey, the way Lindor swung the bat against Charlie, I'd try to get on any way I could too.
It's taken a minute, so I think they're having to look at quite a few angles here to see if they think it hit.
This is something that I hope that they'll continue to tweak. If you can't tell within 45 seconds or so, then the call on the field should stand, I think. And watch the back foot. Is that the dirt or is that the ball hitting him? See it? Watch his foot. And the dirt gets knocked off the bottom of his shoe.
I mean, you know, the dirt can come off just by lifting your foot up too, though, so.
After review, the call has been overturned. It's a hit by pitch. Run on first. New York retains their challenge.
So Morton does hit his 3rd batter, and the ultimate glancing blow. And they're at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Charlie was playing catch during that lengthy review, and now Pete Alonso will stand in.
Saw the Braves last night do an outstanding job mixing up velocity on Pete Alonso, something the Braves, Chip, have done really good to him the last couple of years. He has struggled against the Braves. Pitching has done a good job of switching up velocity on him.
9 RBIs against Atlanta for Alonso in his last 26 games after a torrid start. Double play in order for Charlie, and that one missed up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. In Pete Alonso's young career, he's already 13th all-time on the Mets home run list. He's hit 4 this season. Again, you talk about innings filled with tough breaks. Infield hit and a very light hit batsman has Morton in trouble.
Seems to be the pitch he is really just overcooking that curveball almost every time, and then when he tries to throw it for a strike, it just has kind of hung.
Dangerous count here. 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0. So the 2 lefties have reached. He struck out Canha. He's 3-0 to Alonso. Wonder if he'll have the green light.
That's where Charlie can be different though with 3-0. A lot of times you got a 4-seamer coming in and get started early and cheat. If he throws a good sinker here, you can still get a rollover if he decides to go on it.
Riley guards the line at 3rd, and Alonso takes a letter high strike. Looks like Las Diaz's zone is up and on the outside corner. Let's see if that is something Charlie can maximize here with 2 on, 1 out, 1st inning. No score. Comes right back to fill up the count. 96.
Great fastball. That's to show you how velocity Charlie can still throw with. 3-1 count to a good power hitter, and you're able to jam him 3-1.
So a big pitch in the game. It comes in the first inning with Escobar waiting next. Morton's battled back to a 3-2 count. And Alonso splits the gap in right field for a base hit. Jankowski around third. He is going to score. There's some hard contact. Alonso goes the other way to give the Mets the lead. So the first inning troubles for Charlie continue. 6 of his 15 runs have come in the opening inning.
You know, like anything, you left that big hole open. Pete Alonso did not hit that ball hard. Just kind of floated it right through the hole there at second base with that huge shift. It's a good job with 2 strikes. Being conscious of that curveball, so you're late, as you see, 73.9 off the bat.
So another soft hit. Sounded harder than it was. What's really tough is you're down a run and still 2 on for Escobar. 1-0, Mets have the lead. And Charlie misses up and away. Braves last night trailed 2-0, came back to win for the second time this year when an opponent scored first. That's their fate here in game 1 of the doubleheader.
So they're going to have to do it for a third time.
Breaking ball stayed high. Bertie, what are you seeing from Charlie? Because clearly he's not quite himself, although he has been dealing again today with some bad luck.
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing is him being offline, similar to what he was last year, where he would pull everything, falling off to the left. One mechanical adjustment a couple months into the season, staying on track was a difference maker.
What does that mean for non-athletes like me, staying on track?
Yeah, like if a pitcher's going through the mechanics, and if I stand beside you and I push your head at the top, your whole body will follow. Wherever your head leans, that's where your body goes in line. So it starts with his head. When he releases the baseball, you're going to see it tilt to the left. When that happens, you're going to see the front shoulder leak to the left. When you do that to the left, it's hard to keep your arms straight on track towards home. You can watch for it here. His best pitches are when he stays on track and is aligned.
Runners go. Pitch out of play, foul.
Caught a break. They got a great jump on that ball. If somehow it was going to be ball 3.
Chip, just so you know, you young pitchers out there that are listening, if you ever get caught falling off to the left, it's kind of like stepping in the box for a hitter and you spin out. You can play catch with a wall up against the left side of your body where you have to stay on track, and that's one of the best ways to stay on line when you throw the ball to home.
Good tip, Paul. Thank you very much. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 Mets. Morton's 24th pitch is on the way. They were running a moment ago. One would think they'd be running here. Let's see. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't know. They got the surprise attack on that one with 1 out. I can't see them running into an automatic out here.
Let's see. Big leads. Dancing at second. You're right. They don't go, and that's slowly hit foul.
You know, the time before that, Chip, Charlie really hadn't given Lindor a look back. And of course, Matt Olson's playing deep off first base, so Pete Alonso can get a good lead and just keep his eye on Lindor.
Line drive into right field, a base hit. Around third comes Lindor. The throw back into second is late. Mets lead it 2-0. Something else that's noticeable in this game, Charlie Morton's now thrown 26 pitches. The Mets have not swung and missed at anything.
They got a fastball up in the zone. Headed to right field. A little surprised Travis didn't. It was hit hard, got a 1-hop, 2-hop. Thought maybe he'd try to throw Lindor out at the plate. He was just at third when he got the ball, but threw it into second.
So 3 singles, a hit batsman, a strikeout, and 2 runs. And now Jeff McNeil, the hitter. So Jeff, your 4 keys right on target. Jankowski, Lindor batting left-handed, Escobar batting left-handed. All have reached.
But I think for those guys right now, Charlie's having trouble throwing that curveball for a strike, so you kind of zero in on that fastball. You just don't see him biting at that pitch, which when Charlie's right last year we saw it. He got so many swings and misses on that back foot curveball.
One ball, 1 strike for McNeil, who had a hit last night. A 9-game hitting streak for him.
This is where he's missing that curveball when he gets ahead like this 1-2. Right now he's trying to find that release point on that curveball, just hasn't been able to get it. On his 30th pitch here in the first inning.
That was a good one. And McNeil is out number 2. Second strikeout for Morton. Charlie needed that. Now starting Marte's coming up.
Now that's the curveball he wanted. You see this one didn't go all the way to the back foot. It had good break. Tight spin down in the zone and gets an easy swing and miss from McNeil.
So the first swings and misses for Charlie Morton in the game came against McNeil, and now Marte bats with 2 on, 2 in, and 2 out. Marte 18 RBIs. Most of his at bats have come in situations like this, men on base. Now he's dialing that breaking ball in. That was a beauty. 0-1. A soft infield single and a glancing blow that turned into a hit batsman has made it 2-0 Mets. And quite obviously 32 pitches is as big a number as the score, with a doubleheader today and a quick turnaround tomorrow. At the plate but low. 2-1. High fly ball, shallow center. Duvall coming on is going to get there, and that will retire the side. Some tough luck for Charlie Morton. He threw a lot of pitches. The Mets tag him for 2 in the first. The Mets better than Travis d'Arnaud, who celebrates an odd anniversary today. DFA'd by the Mets 3 years ago today, and he's made them pay ever since.
Every single game. Last 9 games hitting .412 against them. He's a career .469 hitter against the Mets, Chip, with 14 RBIs. He's reached base safely in 12 of the 16 games played this season. Great work.
And a great job last night. 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Catchers for the Braves on this road trip, Contreras and d'Arnaud, have certainly held up their end of the offensive bargain with 5 RBIs combined. And David Peterson, staked to a 2-run first inning lead, goes to work here in the second. d'Arnaud, Duvall, and Dansby coming up. Peterson thought that was strike 3. It had the plate, but was
it was low.
A little low. That's 2 that he wanted. You keep reacting like that, the home plate umpire is not going to like it.
And that's no different. Charlie Morton wasn't getting that call in the first either.
Fastball takes care of d'Arnaud. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 of those for Peterson. 1 away in the second inning.
I've been trying to wait to get Adam Duvall going. Got the sac fly last night. And what did we say his numbers were off Peterson, Chip?
4 for 5.
Yeah. A couple long balls, right? Or at least one?
A couple extra base hits.
Okay.
For Adam Duvall. And look, for the Braves to go where they want to go, Adam has to contribute as well. You know, he's capable of doing that. But he's off to a very slow start, especially with the swing and miss. Two doubles, 1 homer.
Oh, there you go. 3 of his 4 hits.
Against the Mets lefty, the pitch is outside. Peterson's given up just 1 run in 15 1/3 innings this year. An .064 ERA entering today's action.
Dropped the 2-0 changeup on him.
I would imagine, Jeff, this is how you get out of a slump. You get to hitters' counts.
Man, you see pitches. We have seen him do that. I feel like the last couple of days. Good. And as I said, a few positive results. The fly ball last night for the sac fly to give the Braves back the 3-2 lead.
Turn that ball over. Full count.
So he's thrown 3 fastballs, missed pretty good with all 3, and his 2 strikes have been changeups. See if he backs it up with another change.
He missed inside with a fastball, and there's the second walk of the game for Atlanta. So Duvall saw a lot of pitches. Let's see if that pays some dividends later as Dansby comes up and represents the tying run. Dansby's bat is lively at the moment despite an 0 for 3 game last night. Since April 22nd, he's reached base in every game with a .355 average, 6 RBIs, and 11 hits. A few more of those would be nice on this double dip afternoon. Nito fires back to first. Duvall back safely. Nice play by Tomas on that ball that bounced a long way.
Great stop. Peterson are a little erratic right now, kind of out and in, having trouble finding consistency.
He keeps throwing that ball at the bottom of the kneecaps, and he keeps acting surprised that it's not being called a strike.
And like I said, you go back to that first inning, Laz Diaz did not give Charlie. He's not calling the ball down. We've seen him call a few up in the zone, top part.
So Dansby in the driver's seat. Pitch. Sharply hit and fair. That's a fair ball. And Duvall read that beautifully. He's on his way to third. Dansby chugs into second. He'll slide in safely, and the Braves are in business. Second and third with one out.
It's hard to tell that ball was fair right away, only because of where Escobar was on the line. I didn't think there was any chance you could get a ball, you know, chip down the line without it being fair. Dansby gets a nice hitter's count, gets a fastball.
Went over the bag fair.
Had to go right over that edge of the bag.
So Chad Fairchild got that right. Dansby has his 7th double, and Travis Demeritte a chance to plate the Braves' first run. Atlanta did a much better job last night, to your point about not relying on the home run, of cashing in run scoring opportunities. Not always with hard contact, but they made contact.
No, look what first inning for the Mets today. I mean, what, 3 hits and only one of them was hard from Escobar. The other 2 were soft contact but found holes. And look, this is a team that's going to hit home runs now. They're a power hitting team, and they're going to strike out some. But to me, it's being able to limit it just a little bit to put the ball in play. And this is a perfect situation where even a ground ball to short here, anywhere there, it's a run.
Travis has done a nice job. Hits in 7 of his first 9 games. Second and third. And there's the fly ball, shallow center. Jankowski coming on. He's going to make the catch. Duvall's tagging. Here he comes. The throw is going to hit off the first base side of the mound. Demeritte makes contact, give him a sac fly and an RBI, and the Braves cut the Mets lead in half.
Not a deep ball, and definitely Duvall challenged Jankowski in center field, and it paid off. Got a sac fly. And that's a perfect example. You get a run there, and you cut it in half, and now even Heredia gets a base hit with Dansby's speed. You got a tie ball game again.
So 3 RBIs for Travis. Here's Guillermo Heredia, the 9th place hitter for the Braves, off to a slow start. Hasn't had a lot of playing time, but he's going to get 4 at bats here in game 1, we presume. Chance to tie it with a hit. That's fouled straight back, and as we've said so often, when you're struggling, it seems like the count's always 0-2.
0-2, yep. And think about Dansby lately when he's got hot. His double tonight, 3-1, 2-0 the other day for the double in Texas off the wall. You get those counts, you're getting better pitches to hit and pitches that you're ready for.
Heredia tries to snap an 0-for-11 here. He'll have to protect the plate as we edge toward the 4 o'clock hour in New York. Strike 3 at the belt, and Heredia takes a called third. A walk and a double, a sac fly follows. The Braves cut the Mets lead in half. Who is plagued, Jeff, by some soft first inning contact.
Yeah, we've talked about the numbers and see that 9 hits. That one Alonso got today. Somehow that one Jankowski hit was harder than 80. Not sure how that's judged, but We do know there's been a lot of soft contact for Charlie.
And sadly, there hasn't been much swing and miss. 33 pitches for Morton in the opening inning. 1 swing and a miss by the Mets offense. So hopefully that'll change, and hopefully he'll have an easy second inning. Guillorme, Nido, and Jankowski are coming up. 2-1 game in game 1.
And you could use a quick inning. Peterson just had to kind of work through quite a few pitches there in that second. Find a way to get your offense back up to the dish quick. You can tell Charlie, he's frustrated with himself, you know? Just tell by his body language.
So Guillorme, a full count. He made a couple of nice plays at shortstop to start the Braves' first inning. He's a .258 hitter. And no batting gloves on a chilly day. The pitch missed the inside corner. That's the one Charlie lives on, but he just did miss. And that's his first walk, a leadoff pass. And now the Mets catcher. 12 walks for Morton and fewer than 20 innings pitched. That's also not like him.
Well, he's just, that ball's not, that's the pitch we've seen at times where he freezes hitters, the 3-2, and it comes back over the front part of the plate. Right now, that ball's just not getting there. It's not tailing back.
How about a double play in our doubleheader? That would be nice. You've got a catcher in the box. The Braves shift for Nido, who shows bunt, pops it up, and Olson will dive, and he'll make the play for out number 1.
Well, there's a good quick out for Charlie. Nido trying to push this, and that with that long reach, thank God he was 6'5", with that long reach, he's able to make the play. Beautiful.
So a nice play by Olson. Double play still in order. Here's Jankowski, who had that soft hit. Let's see if Ozzie creeps in a step or two at second base. That slow roller led to a leadoff single. It's something that was talked about down in Arlington. First the throw to first. Ron Washington was talking about how the details, how those matter when you play on the road. Wash went out and did the steps between the cut of the infield grass to the outfield grass. Notice that the infield in Arlington was deeper than normal. This looks to be an equally large dirt surface on the infield in New York, and Ozzie looks to have stepped in 1 or 2 paces this time around in the second. One ball, no strikes. Last year, Charlie Morton's first 5 starts, a .479 ERA. The rest of the way, he went 13-6. This is his 5th start today. His stuff looks good. His command has been an issue. And he missed again. 3 balls and a strike.
So he's just missing with that curveball, and so what that's enabling these hitters to do is in a way eliminate that pitch and look to the hard stuff out over the plate.
Second walk of the inning. So first and second, Canha the hitter. He took strike 3 his first time up. And after the bunt attempt by Nido, we'd hoped for a quicker inning. Pitches piling up again. 13 so far in the second. 46 for the game. As the 2-place hitter for the Mets stands in with a 1-run lead. This would be a great spot for Canha's first double play ball. Ground ball into the shift. Ozzie to second. Bad throw. Everybody's going to be safe. Tell you what, the Braves are shifting an awful lot, and it's costing them an awful lot. That's a couple of hits in this game that the shift has taken the Braves infield out of position.
Yeah, and then also this is a thing where I think if Ozzie had to do this all over again, Chip, he's going to take his time and get the out at first base. That's where your time clock's going to know I'm not going to be able to turn 2 right here. Even if that ball's thrown on time, I don't think it's an out.
So the bases are loaded for the Mets with 1 out.
And that'd be fielder's choice.
So fielder's choice, 2 walks, 1 out. Lindor hit by a pitch that led to the Mets' second run. Slowly hit. Not going to get 2 out of this. Not with a fast runner. Lindor makes contact and drives home Guillorme. It's a 3-1 game. So RBI number 15 for Lindor. The Mets get a run back. It's a 3-1 score. Again, soft contact. That ball's hit a little harder. You get a double play.
That's exactly. It's like you can't get that ball to be hit any harder.
Ozzie and Dansby looking over their defensive cards as Pete Alonso stands in. Remember, Alonso hit the ball the other way and drove in a run his first time up. $19 RBIs for the New York first baseman. And only his 10th RBI in the last 27 against Atlanta pitching. Ball 1. Already 49 pitches for Morton. He threw 70 pitches in 2 1/3 worth of work last time out. Because Charlie's not around the plate, the close calls, he's not going to get those either.
I told you, Laz is not giving anything at the bottom part of the plate today. You've seen the top part of the strike zone, you will get the call. Two balls, no strikes. If you throw it there, you're going to get healthy in a hurry. It was a perfect pitch. 2-1. Top of the order will come up for Atlanta in the 3rd inning. Charlie trying to keep the Braves in this game with less than his A+ stuff. Breaking ball hung, and it's a base hit. 2 RBI game for Alonso. It's 4-1 New York. So remember the play the Braves made up the middle, the out they didn't get. That costs them an extra batter or 2, and Alonso takes advantage. Yeah, that one just kind of backed up on him.
Alonso 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, and the Mets' second inning continues with Escobar, who had the second RBI hit for New York in the first inning. It all started with a leadoff walk, as it so often does. Now Charlie's ready with the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Lifted to the left side. Riley drifts out. On comes Heredia, but it's going to be Austin in foul ground, and that will retire the side. The Mets get 2 walks in the second inning. They score them both. After 2, it's a 3-run New York lead in game 1. We'll get its second look at David Peterson for the Mets. And Ozzie Albies is our Home Depot Getting More Done feature.
Ozzie smoked it his first time up, right at the shortstop. He's reached base safely in each of his last 15 contests against the Mets. He's done good work against the NL East. Last 162, 30 homers and 40 doubles.
Fly ball toward left. Canha on the run, and he is able to hang on as he makes a sliding catch. So 2 defensive gems for New York against Ozzie Albies, who's a tough luck 0 for 2.
Got this in on Ozzie just a little bit. It's one of those balls you wished it would have hooked a little more down the line.
Matt Olson grounded out early in the count in the first inning. Peterson threw 20 in that frame. Braves made him work a little more in the second when he gave up his lone run. And Matt takes downstairs. 14 games for Matt since his last home run. 58 at bats now. So no time like the present for Olson to break out of it.
Shows you the respect for Matt still, though, in that 2-0 count. Slider way outside.
Made him throw a strike. 3-1 the count. And Olson takes a 1-out walk. 3 of those for Peterson. He's either mad at himself or continues to grumble about the strike zone. Here's Riley. Austin walked in the Braves first. Riley hit a long home run here last night. We talked about it in game 1. In the original design of Citi Field, you had to hit the ball into the stands. They have since changed that. The party deck right at that 358 sign, rolling all the way out toward the hitter's background. is a much more inviting target for right-hand hitters, and especially so in right center, Jeff. When David Wright played here, that was designed to really help him in his opposite field power.
Well, and that's why they moved it, because at first it was so big to right center and did not help him, which it did at Shea Stadium. Or it was 358 to that gap.
That's foul at third. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Played with them here 9 and 10, the first 2 years of the park's existence, and that was the frustrating part. You would hit a lot of deep fly balls that would get caught right at that warning track, which now would be home runs.
That's where the bullpens for the Braves and Mets reside as Peterson turns it loose. Out of play foul. Boy, David Wright was a great player. It's a shame injuries took away the last several years of his major league career.
Very consistent.
Played the game with such pride, such joy. I mean, he was a worthy opponent, as is Austin Riley for the Braves, who's got a 1-2 count and hanging tough.
Right on that fastball.
Olson has a short lead for the Braves at first.
He has not really been able to get that changeup over for a strike. Threw a couple to Duvall for strikes. Other than that, he has missed arm side away to almost every right-handed hitter.
Several shakes for Peterson. Now the pitch. And that missed badly. He's run the count full. Austin Riley, our Zaxby's indescribably good player today.
Safely in the last 7 games at Citi Field for a .444 clip. Another third baseman, .302, 12 home runs in 35 games against the Mets. Him and Chipper.
Line drive into center, but right at Jankowski. Hard hit ball retires Riley. Olson back to first, 2 men out, and Marcel's coming up. Ozuna struck out his first time up. A flare into center. Jankowski, good speed though, is going to make the catch. And after a 1-out walk, Riley and Ozuna fly out to center, and the Mets preserve their 4-1 lead.
Here at Citi Field, and I'm going to be honest, Charlie Morton is off. What's the good news in all this? Well, he's 38 years old, and he's been there before. Let's check out the numbers. As you see, the first 8 starts of last year, a simple mechanical adjustment. His arm was fine. He just moved to a chin directed towards home plate so they would be on target delivery. And if you look at the last 25 starts, my goodness, that's an ace. How quickly can he get there, guys? I don't see any problem with the leg or the arm. For me, it comes down to mechanics again.
Well, hopefully, Paul, he can find it and get this game into the 6th inning somehow, because with a 4-1 deficit, 57 pitches now, a doubleheader today, and a 1 o'clock tomorrow. If your starter has a short outing, that's a manager's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I think the good news is having Kyle Wright coming back tonight.
In the air toward left center. That is playable for Guillermo. He's got it. McNeil's over 2, 1 out.
The way he's pitched, Chip, you feel very confident of him giving you some length tonight. So, man, and look, it's still 58 pitches. Like you said, at this point, I think you'd like to see Charlie be able to get this team through 5 and keep it right here. Give themselves a chance to get back in it.
Starting Marte flat out his first time up, a .237 hitter coming in. And 2 for 5 now in the series. Game 2, as Jeff said, will follow us. Carlos Carrasco and Kyle Wright will hook up. Kyle Wright has been outstanding He's 3-0. Max Fried's won his last 3 starts. Those two men are in peak form at the moment. Pitch number 60 is on the way, and it's whistled foul. 0-2. Back to the mound. Charlie deflects it and then can't pick it up. That kind of day.
Had 2 chances to make this play. One with the glove and then that one.
Once the ball was deflected, he knew he had to hurry. Marte can really run.
Yeah, he can, but even that's a play you see Charlie usually make. Like you said, it's the frustration of it to know you have it, because the ball wasn't rolling. It was legit just sitting there.
So we await the scoring decision. Marte at first with 4 stolen bases and Guillorme hits. He walked and scored. And they will, I think, correctly charge Charlie Morton with an E1.
If the ball had gone far enough away for him not to have another chance to make a play, that's a base hit. Trying to throw that changeup, trying to throw something else he can get in the zone, see if he can get anything going.
Line caught. Ozzy's there. Throw back to first. Safe. Bang, bang play.
Ooh, I gotta look at this one.
I think that was awfully close, but Charlie Ramos said Marte got back in time. Let's see if the Braves take a look. Safe or out, you make the call at home.
They're going to challenge it. Good catch by Ozzy.
He's going to be out.
Atlanta is challenging the safe call at first base.
Tough call for the first base umpire. He was in the right position, but Marte sliding back, and the way Olsen stretched, reaching out towards second base, he couldn't see the hand get in. And so the call on the field by Ramos for the moment is safe. The Braves will challenge, and crowd groaning. I think they.
After review, if there's an overturn, the runner is out.
Yeah, they knew what was coming. The call was overturned. It is a line-out double play, and that's exactly what Charlie Morton needed.
100%. Quick inning.
And he'll turn things over to the Braves bats. d'Arnaud, Duvall, and Dansby Swanson are coming up. It's 4-1. Now, come on and cheer the Braves at Truist Park when the Phillies come in May 24th through the 26th. Or the Marlins May 27th through the 29th. Get up to 8 tickets on the 400 level for only $6 each. The offer expires tonight at midnight, and it's available only online at braves.com/flash. All right, let's get something going here. Charlie Morton had a easier time in the 3rd inning. The Braves are down 3 runs with Travis d'Arnaud set to lead off. We're in the 4th inning in New York, game 1 of our doubleheader. Braves are trying to wait out Peterson, who hasn't had the best of command either, Jeff. He's walked 3 hitters.
Yeah. He just swung at ball 3.
in the air to right center. Easy play for Jankowski. He's been busy. The last 3 outs by the Mets center fielder. 1 man down in the Atlanta fourth. Adam Duvall walked and scored the lone Braves run. That came on a sac fly to, you guessed it, Jankowski in center. Who's had 4 putouts in the game to this point.
This time up, Adam Duvall. 2 changeups for strikes. All 4 fastballs that Peterson threw him missed.
One big difference in the 2022 season than what we saw in 2020 and last year. Doubleheaders are 9 innings again, not the 7-inning variety. And there is a 27th man on each roster for today's game. William Woods is the 27th man for the Braves in case he's needed.
From a baseball perspective, I love the 9 innings. I just think it's what a game should be. Broadcast for 7 sounds nice.
Always does, right? High fly to center. Hit it somewhere else, fellas. It's going to be 4 straight to the Mets center fielder. And that's out number 2.
Oh, 2 outs. Let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi, friends. I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're number 1. Because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody. Braves had something brewing in the 2nd inning after Dansby Swanson's 2-base hit. They had 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and got a sac fly for their lone run in the game. And he takes a breaking ball, strike 1.
I've not seen many curveballs from Peterson today. Might have been his first one.
One ball, 2 strikes. Dansby's our Georgia Natural Gas impact player.
Talk about him coming on strong. You see how he started the season at 157. Last 9 games, a lot of hitters counts. He's at 345.
And that's fouled away. It's 1-2.
Jeff, I got a question for you. Talking to Dansby before the game, he said the difference that he has made with his swing is being on time. He was always late. What do you do, as you know, hitting about timing when you're always behind?
Well, like you said, you got to do a conscious effort of telling yourself even earlier, because what it does, Bernie, is it gives you time to recognize pitches, and therefore, obviously, you swing at better stuff and get better counts.
To Gwinnett and check out the Stripers. Good to see Drew Waters back from the injured list. A home run for the Stripers outfielder. He got off to a good start in the spring, but then his hamstring was balky. Braves are looking forward to seeing Waters do his thing, and he's an option to join the club at some point this year, Jeff, as is Michael Harris.
I think for Waters, health for him, he's got to stay on the field and be able to put up numbers and continue to take that progression. And Michael Harris off to a great start in Mississippi.
He's reached base in 21 straight games for the Mississippi Braves. Harris 19 RBIs, 16 runs, 9 stolen bases, hitting .333 and playing great defensively. So that's always exciting to see youngsters down on the farm do good things. As some more soft contact. A broken bat hit for Nito barely reaches the outfield grass. You almost wonder at this point if Charlie might be better served to throw the ball right down the middle and have him hit it right at someone.
It's
unbelievable.
Like runs that one in. I mean, breaks his bat right on the. .57-7 off the bat.
So a soft leadoff single. And back to the top of the order we go, and Jankowski, who's been a perfect leadoff man. Infield hit, a walk, 2 runs, and he's caught everything hit his way in center field today. Braves at double play depth with the left-hand hitting Mets outfielder. There's a strike. It's 1-1. More soft contact. The Braves will get 1 and not 2. Charlie is breaking a bunch of bats, but he can't get the ball hit hard enough at somebody to get a quick turn.
So say if there's one positive, he's broke a lot of lumber for the Mets today. That's 5 or 6.
But being the pro that he is, Charlie's keeping the Braves hanging in this game. And now Canha with that axe handle bat will stand in. He's trying to extend a 7-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 2 in this one, including a strikeout. Runner goes, big jump. D'Arnaud's throw is into center field, a stumble, and Jankowski will head to third base. A steal and an E2, second error for the Braves in the game. Braves now have more errors than hits so far on the day.
Takes off first pitch. It's the ball too. You usually see the error is going to go on the catcher, but you usually see Ozzie scooped at her. At that point, just keep coming forward. You don't have any chance.
The infield has to come in now with strike 1 to Canha. And a fly ball hit toward right. Drifting back is Demeritte. He'll make the catch. Jankowski will tag, and the Braves concede the run. And the Mets extend their lead. 5-1 New York. And 2 are out in the inning for Lindor. And it's really strange in a big league game when you have to sit back and think about who's had the hard hit balls.
100%. I mean, honestly, the only guy that's really squared him up today, Escobar.
And he's lurking in this 4th inning for the Mets. Lindor hit by a pitch that cost Morton a run. And bounced into a force play. That turned into an RBI. And as Paul said, Charlie is off mechanically, it seems. When you think about how good he has been, what a strikeout pitcher he is, not many swings and misses. More contact here, maybe another broken bat, and that'll end the New York 4th inning. They tack on another run to extend the lead. And Jeff Francoeur, Chip Caray with you at Citi Field. Let's hope the Braves bats start blooming here in the 5th inning. They're down 5-1 in game 1 of our doubleheader. David Peterson will face Demeritte, Heredia, and Ozzie Albies, who's Atlanta's leadoff man in our doubleheader opener today.
Merritt with the sac fly up, accounted for the only run.
And he shoots one the other way. There's a good approach. Travis Demeritte has had a good run of late. He's now got hits in 8 of his last 10 Braves games, and there's a start in the top of the 5th.
If you paid attention with the game, you'll see lately, first time through the lineup, Chip, he was coming in a lot with these hitters. Lately, he's trying to run it off the plate, and good job by Travis, letting it get deep and hit it the other way.
And as a baseball sage once said, all that open hitting space on the right side of the infield, that's not foul ground. There's an opportunity to keep the line moving here for Heredia, who took strike 3 and wailed away there. 0-1 the count. He's just a tick off. 1-2. Can't be surprised.
No, not at this point. Like I said, it has not been called all day, both ways.
He's either mad at the no call or he's surprised that Heredia didn't swing. It was a close pitch, tantalizing one, but it was low. And we'll try again. 2-2. Demeritte leads at first. The pitch. Attaway Wash. He skips out of the way, and Heredia will see another one. Albies on deck. Olson to follow. Still a open question as to who's winning this game. It's 5-1. But Peterson's kept the Braves off balance. Demeritte's single, just the second Atlanta hit. And Heredia swung over the top of that. He's struck out twice, and 5 of them for Peterson. Ozzie Albies hits with 1 out.
Went the slider on that pitch after a hard fastball in, sped him up.
Ozzie, the Braves' tough luck hitter. Yorme took away a single in the first inning. Cano with a diving catch in left.
Man. Pitch was low and off the plate.
So an 0-1 count for the Braves second baseman. And back to the mound. Peterson bobbles. And there'll be no play at first.
Yeah,
so both Morton and Peterson have trouble fielding their position, and you're right, Atlanta gets a huge break. Taylor made double play ball. Instead, it's 2 on and 1 out, and that'll be an error on the Mets pitcher.
I mean, yeah, this was room service to him here. Perfect hop, and he knew it right when it went over his glove. No chance to even get 1 out. And good job by Demeritte. Same thing here. Round the bag, see it, and stayed right on second.
And if that was a room service ground ball, it was obvious the bill is what scared him. Here's Olson. He's 0 for 1 with a walk.
Well, you got a couple guys on now, the middle of the order coming up.
So here's a chance. You'd love to get at least 1 here. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball wallop. Deep right center field. That one's headed for the bullpen and gone. Matt Olson with a 3-run homer. His first since the Braves were in San Diego, and just like that, we got a ball game.
How many times do you see that, Chip? Someone make an error and they pay on the next pitch. That had to feel good for Matt. It's been a while since he, as you said, hit a home run, got a fastball down the middle, walked him last time, gave him a fastball right down Broadway. And with 1 swing, Braves right back in this ball game. Look at that. Center cut down a little bit.
Matt Olson had never gone more than 15 single games without a home run. He took care of his 14-game streak with a first pitch blast here in the 5th inning. And the Braves are now down a run. It's 5-4. And Austin Riley coming up. Now you got this kid rattled maybe. Keep pouring it on here.
Think about in the span of 2 pitches, you went from an inning double play having a 5-1 lead to now 5-4.
Well, it's a cliche because it's true. Good teams do exactly what the Braves have done. The other guy makes a mistake, you make him pay. And Olson did exactly that. He's now in double digits in homers, excuse me, in RBIs with 10. And Riley a base hit to left. So all of a sudden, hits getting contagious for Atlanta. That is their 3rd of the inning. And the natives getting a little restless after Matt Olson unloads.
Yeah, let's take a look at Olson's swing here. As we talked about, getting a first pitch fastball from Peterson. A little bit down. Matt drops a bat head right on it, and this was a no-doubter. Right into the Braves bullpen. Darren O'Day got it.
So Jeremy Hefner, the Mets pitching coach, out to try to settle down Peterson. Matt Olson's made it a 5-4 game. As we told you, this is anybody's affair. Let's see if the Braves can snatch this one and win the first 2 games of this huge 4-game series. Marcell Ozuna, the batter now. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. They're starting to play catch in the Mets bullpen.
That slider has given Marcell trouble. Talk about staying inside the ball. He's not picking it up.
I'd love to see him poke a ball through the hole on the right side with 2 strikes. Riley at first with 1 out. Popped up. And Pete Alonso will backtrack. He'll pick up the baseball in the shadows of the 737 flying over the ballpark, and Ozuna's retired for the 2nd out.
He actually got a good pitch to hit there. It was a slider that caught too much the middle part of the plate. You can see Ottavino, who pitched a perfect inning last night, struck out the side. Warming up for Buck. I would think this is probably going to be his last hitter for Peterson one way or another here, whether he gets out of the inning. I don't know he's going to let him face the ball.
We'll see how it works out. Travis digs in and fouled that at the plate. You always want to do good against the team that lets you go, and that was what happened to d'Arnaud 3 years ago today when the Mets DFA'd him. And all d'Arnaud has done is come to Atlanta and rake and win a world championship too.
Yeah, worked out okay for him.
Yes, it did. Boy, Peterson really not happy with the strike zone. I'll say this, Laz Diaz has been very consistent. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Starting to go that slider heavy here against these Braves hitters to finish up his outing.
An error instead of a double play. A 3-run homer later, the Braves are down a run. It's 5-4. The pitch. At the tomahawk, and strike 3 call. d'Arnaud not sure about that. But Matt Olson snaps his long 14-game streak without a homer. A perfect time to do it. A 3-run shot. Boy, the Braves have been looking for those all year long. They get one in game 1. 5-4 your score halfway through in New York.
Gave a fastball right down Broadway.
Doubleheader. Matt Olson 3 RBIs, Pete Alonso 2 RBIs, and that leads us to our player comparison, brought to you by Landmark.
2 good first basemen, only left-handed hitter with more home runs than Olson since 20. Ohtani and Brandon Lau with the Rays. Alonso only 21 home runs here, but he's hit 36 on the road since 2020.
Well, Charlie Morton's back in this game. easier time of it the last couple of innings. He has yet to record a perfect 1-2-3 inning. This would be an excellent time for that. He's got his pitch count back within reasonable range. 75 of them. 33 of them came in the first inning. He had 56 after 2 innings. So shut him down right here. Get the Braves bats back to work. Alonso, Escobar, and McNeil are coming up. Perfect pitch.
Well, all in all, if Charlie's able to get out of this inning and have the game at 5-4 for where it was and what's happened today, still right in the middle of things with turning into a bullpen game.
Alonso drives that to right. Demerit drifts back, but he'll have plenty of room in the big yard. And Alonso's retired for the first time. One man down for Escobar, who's 1 for 2 with a run batted in.
Look at that. Pretty darn efficient after those first 2 innings.
Maybe he's starting to find the release point. Escobar, a first inning run scoring hit. Pops this one up. Dansby drifts back. Braves were in a shift. And he is going to make the play in front of Heredia. Wind started playing tricks with that. The wind pushing it back toward the infield, and Dansby stayed with it to make a tough play for the second out.
See Heredia, good hustle coming in. He's screaming at it, but Dansby at that point is camped under. It's the old spring training pop-up priority drill right there.
Breezy, blustery day, high sky, overcast in New York. And McNeil, the hitter, he's 0 for 2. So some things to ponder if Charlie Morton can retire McNeil quickly here. Bottom of the order in the 6th, you send him back out.
I would right now. It seems to be getting better, to be honest with you. We talk about that pitch, and not to mention you save another inning that you can use for the bullpen, whether it's this game or next or even tomorrow's carryover.
And now all of a sudden, Jeff, he's getting a few more frequent swings and misses. There's some bite on that breaking ball, and it's uncanny. Last year, after his 5th start,
it started turning around.
And here we are in his 5th start this year. In the 5th inning. And he does take care of McNeil. 3 pitches ends the inning. McNeil 0 for 3. 9 pitches in the 3rd, 9 in the 4th, 8 in the 5th. Charlie Morton is back, and the Braves are back in this game. It's 5-4 after 5.
GMC Sierra heavy duty truck. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Matt Olson's 3-run homer makes it a 1-run game here at Citi Field. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Game 2 of this 4-game series. Fans, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. So the Braves are in the Mets bullpen first. It's the 6th inning, and it's Adam Ottavino on to pitch. Duvall, Swanson, and Demerit, the first 3 coming up.
Set a perfect inning for Ottavino last night in the 9th. Came on and struck out Heredia, Swanson, and Acuna.
Peterson went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and the Olson homer into the bullpen. Duvall walked and scored the first Braves run. That was in the 2nd inning. That made it a 2-1 score. Wow, that ball was 2 feet outside. And Duvall swung at it. 0-2. Adams got a full complement of sunflower seeds working as he digs in behind in the count. And a sweeper takes care of Adam. That's the 7th Brave to strike out in the game. And 1 man down.
That's got such movement on that pitch.
So Dansby will try to start a 1-out rally here. He's 1 for 2. As we've said so many times in the early going, when the bottom of the Braves order is on base, stands to reason the offense looks a lot better. They've done a good job of that today. Duvall's reached, Swanson's reached, Demerit's reached, and 2 of those men have scored today. A cutter has Swanson behind. It's 0-2, just past 5 o'clock. A traditional doubleheader today. Game 2 will start, what, 35, 45 minutes or so after the first one, which we hope will be a comeback win for the Braves, who spotted the Mets a 5-1 lead. Fastball right on by. This guy's got a good arm. Back-to-back strikeouts. Travis Demerit's coming up. First, a word from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Ottavino's faced 5 Braves this series, struck them all out. He is one of those guys, Chip, though, if you can see him a couple times, not that he's still got great stuff, but at least you get the angle that he throws from.
And as you pointed out last night, I don't want to say an easier at bat, but maybe a slightly more comfortable at bat for the left-hand hitters.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll tell you another thing, you've seen righties that have faced him numerous times. Sometimes he'll sit on that first pitch slider.
Two outs on 10 pitches for Ottavino, who's got an even count for Travis Demeritte. Boy, that thing really does break late.
It's got hard movement.
So Ottavino is way ahead.
Kind of like a little bit of a Sergio Romo, but Romo never had 94 like Ottavino's got.
Well, a walk would be nice. The pitch. Sharply hit back up the middle. Long peg to first is in time. McNeil made a nice play, gave ground, and that retires Demeritte. Travis made contact. Ottavino a perfect 6th. Added to their great promotional calendar with 7 new bobblehead giveaways, including Eddie Rosario's MVP in the NLCS, Tyler Matzik, Ian Anderson, and Charlie Morton. Even Ozzie Albies has a giveaway too. Check them all out and get your tickets at Braves.com/promo. Well, one question answered, Jeff, with Charlie Morton throwing 26 pitches combined over his last 3 innings. Guess who's back out to pitch the 6th?
Absolutely. I think Snit realizes that he's getting stronger right now. Pouring strikes in there.
Marte's popped out, reached on a pitcher's error, but a line-out double play ended a Mets scare in the 3rd inning. So just like that, Charlie's ahead 0-2 after struggling, partner, to get ahead of anybody in his first 2 innings. This is the Charlie Morton Braves country loves to see.
Probably why Snit sent him back out there too. Keep building that confidence, inning after inning.
Slow roller left side. Riley 360 spin, fires, and Olson stretches out a great play at both ends. 1 out.
Yeah, good job by Austin, knowing Marte's speed. Got him to roll out. Got rid of this ball quick. Again, Matt with the long stretch.
So Olson's able to hang on. Morton has the first out. Bertie, what are you seeing from Charlie? Any mechanical change that you pointed out earlier in the game?
I did. He's online now more. He slowed his delivery a couple innings ago. I didn't like that at first, but he's found his rhythm with that, and it's much more in line. Here's what I love: the curve. A little fuel right there, up and in. Got to watch out, but I do love the breaking ball. Once you see swing and miss, as we saw last inning, that weak rollover, that's when he has depth on that curve ball. You can't cover the high fastball at 97 and then the big 12-6 hammer going straight down.
A little low to Luis Guillorme, the shortstop. He's walked, lined out, and has scored a run. I really like Charlie's rhythm all of a sudden. The first couple of innings, Jeff, you could see the indecision, the indecisiveness about what to throw, where the ball was going to go.
That's why I don't think he knew what to throw, because I don't think he really knew where the ball was going. Now it's give it to me, let me go.
There it is, the big depth after the changeup and the slider in, which also has a lot of life. You guys made a great point earlier when you said you didn't see a lot of swings and misses. Even the take right there tells you he's got it back.
And he's back in the count, Bertie. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I think, Bertie, to add to that, it's not even the swing and misses. It's, you saw the take, how he was confused on that curveball. The takes we saw earlier, you could tell they were spitting on him type takes, you know, where they're seeing them, taking them for balls. Here, it's more, I'm fooled, and it's a strike.
Absolutely. Guys, I'm sorry, with a doubleheader, the 2-9 innings, I was getting a little worried because you have to cover innings, and just to kind of throw in the towel didn't feel good to me. So seeing him come back, the Olson home run, all of a sudden, it's game on.
And he lost Guillorme. So the 3rd Morton walk in the game. He's hit a batter. And again, when you look at this score, you think Charlie Morton had a tough day. He had a tough couple of innings. Tough because the luck. They did not get a whole lot of hard contact against him in this game. And as he pushes toward 100, the bullpen starts to work.
So I was going to say, there's been 5 hits and really 2 hit hard at all. Escobar hit that base at right field, and Pete Alonso with the hanging break-in pitch to left field for the RBI. Everything else has been weak contact.
But like Max Fried last night, this is what a star pitcher does in a major league game. If you fall behind early, you fight, you battle, you find a way to keep your team in it and hope the bats come alive. The Braves have done that to make it a 1-run game. More soft contact, long run Demerit near the line, and he's going to get there. Nito's retired, 2 outs, and Jankowski's coming up. Tell you how cruel baseball is, Jeff. Jankowski hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield, and he scored 3 runs.
Right? Single, a walk, And a fielder's choice, but you said it, 3 runs scored.
Well, enough of that.
Yeah.
Braves will have the right guys coming up in the 7th. 9, 1, and 2 on the lineup card. We'll see if Ottavino continues for Buck Showalter. He was terrific in a 1-2-3 6th inning. Charlie aired that one out and misfired high on a 57-degree afternoon. 2-1. Now you start to wonder if fatigue is starting to set in. He walked to Guillorme, got the pop out to Nido, and now he's 3-1 to the Mets leadoff man. 15 pitches, still very manageable for Morton in the 6th. Now he's got a full count. Charlie's thrown 95 pitches twice. This effort against the Mets, a new season high for him. And if you told me he'd get to 98 pitches after 56 in the first 2 innings, I'd have said that would be miraculous.
Yeah, get through 6 innings here. You got a chance, 1 pitch away.
So Guillorme will be running with a full count. There he goes. The pitch is another slow roller that's going to turn into a hit. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and that's the case for Jankowski, and that's meant with no disrespect. He ought to play the lottery after the game.
It really is unbelievable. I mean, look at this emergency hack. This was more of a hit than the other one. I mean, there was no one making this play. Tough break, but good outing, I thought, after those first 2 for Charlie. Hopefully, the next outing, we're going to see it from the first pitch.
So Charlie Morton kept the Braves in this game. He departs in the 6th inning, 2 on, 2 out in a 5-4 score. Sixth inning, they threaten here with 2 outs, but now they have to face the Braves bullpen, which has been excellent, including Jesse Chavez, who's with the Braves for the 3rd time in his career. Atlanta got him for Sean Newcomb in a deal consummated on April the 20th. So far, Jesse with the Braves has given up nothing. And that's what we hope happens here. First batter retired. He's 2 out of 4. Most of that damage occurred while he was with the Cubs. He'll face Mark Canha, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Let's see if Jesse can turn things over to the Atlanta offense. Boy, tip of the cap to Charlie Morton. It was a real struggle after 2, but after that, Jeff, he looked more like himself.
Well, and again, what a bad break there at the end. But as you said, at 52 pitches, and all of a sudden to get through almost the 7th inning through 6, that's incredible. Hopefully, we've seen he can take the last 3 2/3 and build on it.
Charlie will be in play on the upcoming homestand for the Braves, which will start on Friday night.
Faced 14 batters the first 2 innings, 14 the other 3 2/3.
Canha fouls it away. Strike 1. Feast or famine for Jesse against Mark Canha. is 3 for 6 against Chavez, but also 3 strikeouts. So we'll see what gives here in a 5-4 game.
Good cutter.
McHugh and Canha was the key sequence in the game last night. Mark struck out with the bases loaded after Tyler Matzek had a bout of wildness.
That's a key part now too here. A gap or something right here could really pad that lead where Jesse can get out of this. Again, you're one swing away from tying the ball game.
One ball, 2 strikes. That missed inside. The 2-2. He struck him out. Jesse Chavez, good work. Sets down Canha. The Mets strand 2, and momentum beginning to swing to the Braves dugout. 9-1-2 coming up in a 1-run game. Continues on Bally Sports Southeast. Tune in to watch the Braves and join us as we honor the life of Hank Aaron with stories of the impact he had on those around him. Plus our coverage of a full week of events celebrating his legacy, which expanded beyond the baseball field. Hank Aaron Week all week long during our Braves telecasts, only on Bally Sports Southeast. This is Drew Smith. He's on to pitch the 7th inning for New York. And as you see, Jeff, he's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been really good. That's why he's in some of the late innings of these ball games. Really lefties this year, Chip. 1 for 13 off him.
Remember, the Mets had a combined no-hitter on April 29th against the Phillies. Smith had an inning and a third's worth of 4 strikeout relief in that game. And like the Braves, the Mets have a strikeout relief corps. Ottavino picked up 2 of those in the 6th inning. Guillermo Heredia 0 for 2 today is set to lead off the 7th. Braves are a blast away from tying the game. It's 5-4, 3 innings left in game 1. Good to see Guillermo in a hitter's count, 2-0.
Right now, top of the lineup coming up right here. Guillermo's got to find any way he can, Chip, to get on first base.
Smith was acquired by the Mets for Lucas Duda, who was sent to Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. The pitch.
Shocker, another Tampa reliever.
Yep. .30 games for Smith last year, a .240 ERA, a strikeout per inning pitched. And the 2-2. Got him looking on the corner. 3 strikeouts for Heredia. 2 looking, 1 swinging, 1 out.
That ball's off the plate there. Bad break for Heredia. Should have been 3-2. There's not really anything you can do with that pitch.
Ozzie Albies reached on a comebacker that turned into an error on David Peterson. One pitch later, Matt Olson hit a 3-run homer. So here's the dangerous part of the lineup for Atlanta. Ozzie batting first in place of Ronald Acuna Jr., who by plan was not going to play in game 1. We assume he'll be out there for game 2, whether as the DH or as the starting right fielder. We'll know 45 minutes or so after first pitch, or last pitch I should say, here in game 1. The next.
I imagine we'll see him out there running around in right field tonight, and if I'm him, I'd rather be running tonight at 7 o'clock with a day game tomorrow, and if you feel good enough, DH tomorrow.
So we'll see how Snit sets his lineup, as this one is served softly toward right, but McNeil got a good jump, and Ozzie is out number 2. Hope you'll stick around for the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. The gang will preview our game 2 matchup. Cookie Carrasco for New York, and Kyle Wright, who's unbeaten and has the best ERA in the National League at the moment. That's coming up after Olson and Riley, we hope, put the Braves in front with 2 outs here in the 7th. 3 homers, 10 RBIs for Matt, a no-doubter into the Braves bullpen.
Another big thing, Braves 24 solo home runs this year, so to finally get a 3-run, I think first 3-run home run of the year.
And a great stat in the media notes today. The Braves have more solo homers than 19 teams' full homer totals.
Yeah, I think the Tigers have 10 homers on the year.
Last time Matt had a multi-homer game was last July 11th. And he can't get a multi-homer game without the first, and this one was touched off.
Yeah, it's our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Got a fastball in, and we said deposited 405 feet into the Braves bullpen. Really the big blast that got them back in this ball game.
Umpires in the crowd said, hey, that was the pitch that Heredia struck out on. But Olson got the call, and now he's ahead 3-1.
It's so funny. As a righty, it goes away from you. You know, lefty, it's coming into you, and how umpires will call it different to different hitters.
"13 pitches for Smith. Crowd into the game as you'd expect. The 3-2 and ball 4. Tying runs aboard with 2 outs.
Good walk. Second walk today for Matt Olson. Good day. Shows you again, Chip, means he's starting to see the ball again.
Well, the man that has hit 5 home runs since his son's birth has a chance to put the Braves in front. Austin Riley has punished the Mets in his young career. No time like the present. And that's upstairs, ball 1. Riley 0 for 2 against Drew in his career. He's walked, he's singled, and he's lined out. Had it covered. Smith got away with 1, and Austin fouled it back, a ball and a strike.
I feel like we haven't had as many planes today fly over yet. Just an observation.
It's a good one. We were in the flight pattern last night.
Man, you ain't lying. It seemed like every
2 minutes, as you said, there was another LaGuardia arrival. 2 balls and a strike. Well, he's gotten 2 pitches to handle and fouled them both off. He's a little frustrated in this sequence. But he's still alive in the 7th. Olson, the Braves runner at first. A lot of baseball left in game 1. A lot of baseball left on Bally Sports today. The nightcap will follow game 1. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit toward right center field. Jankowski to the warning track, and Marte is there too. Riley just missed. Hit it a long way the other way, and the Braves are out of luck in the 7th. 5-4 your score in game 1. Let's preview game 2. It's time for the stretch.
My wife, wouldn't it be cool?
If Jesse Chavez can put up another 0 for the Braves relief corps. He struck out Canna to end the 6th inning. Now he'll face Lindor, Alonso, and Escobar in the 7th of a 1-run game. 5-4 your score. Another nail biter head to head with the Braves and Mets, who almost evenly split 19 games last year. The Braves won 10 of them. They're trying to make a dent in this New York divisional lead, which is at the moment 5 games over the Braves, who start play today in 4th place. And that's by 3 over Miami, 4.5 over the Phillies, and the Braves 5 back. Sharply hit. Ozzie diving play, a beauty.
Nice play by Ozzie. Ozzie twice today got robbed himself. Said, I'm going to do it to somebody else. I think it's a great play in the hole.
Sharply hit. Got the second hop. And the full layout and stretch out takes care of Lindor.
So much range.
So Chavez has his first out in the 7th. Pete Alonso, 2 RBI singles, highlights his doubleheader opener today. This has been the pattern for Atlanta. If the game's within a run or two, turn it over to the bullpen and let them go to work and hope the bats come back to life.
Isn't it amazing? Jesse lives at 89, 90, and how many late swings you got. Canna was late. Just hides the ball really well.
Knows how to pitch. He's throwing strikes.
He knows how to pitch, and I think it's also one of those deals, if you know how to use them the right way. You know, you can't, at his age now, you can't overuse them too much, but that being said, he can come in, as we saw, get you out of a jam, and also be able to go back out there and get you another inning.
Alonso wants to ponder the next 0-2 pitch. Escobar's on deck. 5-4 game. Strike 3 right down 5th Avenue. Second strikeout for Jesse Chavez. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th.
Right, he sees 2 pitches on the outer part of the zone, and now he comes back. Look at this. And just almost down the middle, maybe a tad in. He thought it was going to sink in at his knees. Instead, caught the inside part of the plate.
One more man to get. That's Escobar, who has an RBI hit. Mets have cashed in runs on a couple of walks and a hit batsman. Boy, how big are those 3 gifts in this 1-run game. But you still have 6 outs left.
The 1-2 is really stinging you is that last run they were able to get with a air on the throw to get to third, the sac fly.
And an inning that began with a soft pop-up by Nido that barely got to the outfield grass for a bloop hit with the shift on. Jankowski reached on a force play, stole second, took third on the throwing error, and then Canha's sacrifice fly played to the 5th New York run. So 2-2 from Chavez. And Escobar cracks that to center. Duvall on his horse, slowing down to the warning track. He has room, and that will retire the side. Jesse Chavez, an inning and a third, perfect. Ozuna leads off the 8th. The Braves are down a run. At Truist Park, the first 3,000 kids through the ballpark gates get a free giveaway, including Ronald Acuna Jr. sunglasses, the mini Dansby Swanson bobblehead, a blooper World Series bobblehead, and more. See all the giveaways and get your tickets at braves.com/promos. Our next home Sunday is this coming Sunday with Milwaukee in town. Smith back to work for the Mets in relief. He'll face Marcell Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud, and Adam Duvall.
Usually this area where you see Seth Lugo come in for the 8th inning a lot of the times, but I think knowing you have a doubleheader, if Smith's already thrown one, they're going to try to get one more out of him.
Popped up right side, long run Marte near the line, near the netting, slowing, and he makes the grab.
Know if this ball is going to stay in or not, and you see at the end he kind of gator arms it right on the edge. Good play.
The Braves have 5 outs left in game 1. d'Arnaud is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and popped out. Nido's still trying. He's trying to get that low strike called. That is Edwin Diaz, the Mets closer.
Oh man,
it's 4 inches off the plate, but called a strike. 2-1. Let's hope d'Arnaud or Duvall can run into one here in the 8th. If anybody should know what the strike zone is, it's the Braves catcher. He's been behind the Pentagon for Morton and Chavez all day.
I thought that was a good pitch right there, and the 2-0 was a good bit off.
Hitters count. Well, if they're calling it, hitter has to adjust. Don't leave it up to the umpire.
My guess is after getting those 2 calls, he's going right back out there. So maybe you see d'Arnaud kind of reach across and try to drive it to right field.
That's exactly what he tried to do, but it's into the seats.
That was actually a hanger. Got too much of the plate on that one.
So we'll try again. 3-2. Little roller hit toward third. Friendly hop. Perfect throw. 2 outs. Adam Duvall is the hitter. Here's a message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Wonder if we'd see Ronald Acuna Jr. pinch hit in the 9th inning?
Yeah. Somebody like that. I mean, I would think you're going to have somebody, even like a Contreras, someone that can run into one, come in and possibly get an AB.
Duvall has walked and scored today, and he drives that one to the right side. Foul, strike one. Crowd hunting for the souvenir, and since a fan dropped it, they're booing him. They're in mid-season form with that here in New York. Does it take much?
I don't know if they've ever lost their form on that.
0-1 count. That went all the way to the backstop. Yeah, I mean, I saw the autograph hounds booing you when you got on the bus. They didn't like your form today coming to the ballpark.
It's all right. I'll bounce back.
As they say, they don't boo nobodies. 30 pitches for Drew Smith. He has retired all but one batter. The only blemish, the Olsen walk in the 7th.
Thought about walking around Manhattan with a Trae Young jersey. See how they treated me up here.
They would definitely boo you.
I might get beat up here for that one. Not booed.
Duvall and the Braves down to their last 8th inning strike. Two more strikeouts for Adam Duvall. Mets come up in the 8th, protecting a 1-run lead. Those kids in Chicago skipped school. White Sox fan, they wanted a selfie with Mike Trout, and look at that. Mike Trout comes over, takes the picture. Don't you love it when players get it?
What I don't understand, there's an Angels fan. He doesn't get one, but the kid with the White Sox jersey gets one.
Didn't have a good sign. Or a Tim Anderson jersey, which is a key to...
Yeah, just, you know, the other kid had an Angels jersey on. I'm thinking, where's my pick? Anyways.
Didn't even photobomb the guy. Isn't that awesome?
That was great.
Way to go, Mike Trout.
Fun to see him come to Truist Park later this year.
He and Shohei Ohtani will be featured, we hope, when the Braves and Angels play later. Angels, by the way, lead the AL West, which is a great story in the early going. Great story in this game is the work Jesse Chavez is doing. He is saving the rest of the bullpen, not only for today, but for tomorrow afternoon as well.
Yeah, well, second inning, 52 pitches for Charlie Morton.
56.
56 pitches, excuse me. The fact that you might only use 2 pitchers this game.
On the ground, Ozzie to his right. Long throw, low top, and they got it. McNeil is retired. Bang, bang play. He looks into the Mets dugout. Safe or out. Wow, yes, great range again for Ozzie Albies, who's made 2 terrific plays in as many innings.
Yeah, the question here was he going to be able to get enough on it, and he was. Good stretch by Matt to make sure he caught it. Yep.
So Jesse sent down all 5 Mets. Here's Marte, who has an 0 for 3 opener. 5-4 New York. The Braves have 3 outs left. That's shot to right field. And a first pitch single for Starling Marte. So it gets a little more tough for Chavez here. Guillorme's scheduled. Here he comes. He's walked twice, scored once, and lined into a double play. Guillorme, a real valuable player. He could play all 3 infield positions. Second, short, and third. Gives you good at bat, good defender. We saw that early in the game. And knows his role.
He's a perfect utility guy. Kind of reminds me of Adrianza last year for the Braves. You know, you were going to get some good ABs when he was in the lineup. You could trust him.
Smart move by Chavez. You want to keep an eye on Marte, who's stolen 4 bases. Mets have stolen one bag here in game one. They actually stole a run in that fourth inning after an error. A sac fly is the difference in the run column. And Guillorme takes a strike. It's 0-1. Catchers often get the credit or the blame for what base stealers do. A lot of it, though, rests on the shoulders of the pitching staff. How quick are they to the plate? And I think it's safe to say, and maybe Birdie wants to weigh in on this, with the way the game has changed over the last 10-15 years, there really isn't much emphasis on stolen bases. So I don't know how much pitchers are able to work on that. I wonder if that's something that'll change as Marte takes off. Pitch a strike, throw to second, a strike, and they got it. Perfect play. Great throw. And Marte is out number 2.
Great throw by Travis. Also got time to throw it. It's a key too. You give yourself catcher. Great job by Dansby slapping down his tag. But look, it's out over the plate. Perfect.
On the elbow just before the oven mitt hit the bag. So 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty now. And out of play, foul. In the 9th, Dansby Swanson will lead off. Edwin Diaz getting ready. He's the Mets closer. On the ground, Ozzie a step or two to his right, loads up and throws to retire the side. Jesse Chavez was great. Last chance for the Braves in the 9th.
Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity.
It comes down to the 9th inning. The Braves are down a run. It's 5-4. Dansby Swanson is set to lead off against Edwin Diaz, who has recorded saves in 3 consecutive appearances. And before we tell you more about the Mets closer, here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no. Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Jeff Diaz has given up 4 hits all year.
You know, Braves know all about him. They've faced him plenty of times. It's going to come with the power slider at 88 to 90, and of course, electric fastball, high 90s.
15.3 strikeouts per 9 inning is his average. That's the 8th best mark for all big league relievers, and you can see why. 2 filthy pitches in a row.
Remember, he was the best closer in baseball last year in Seattle before he came here to New York, and just struggled that first year. Got booed. Since then, he's really kind of figured it out again. It's been outstanding.
No balls, 2 strikes.
It's one of those guys too, if you go look at his ERA at one point, he hasn't given up any runs when it means something too. A lot like Kenley Jansen.
They struck out the side in the 9th inning on April 29th. That completed the Mets combined no-hitter, the 2nd no-hitter in the history of the Mets franchise. And he protects a 1-run lead in the 9th tonight. Dansby putting up a fight. It's still 1-2. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, wicked sinker, hard slider. I mean, he has all the weapons.
Who does brother pitch for? The Reds, right? Remember we saw? It's a young pitcher. Had that good slider like his brother.
If it was Jumbo Diaz, Edwin is half the man that Jumbo was.
It's not Big Jumbo. But yeah, he was. I remember reading that he was his brother. Had the good, not the velocity that Edwin does, but a good slider.
Dansby chased a ball in the dirt. The peg to first is out number 1.
Yeah, Alexis Diaz's brother with the Reds. That's the hard thing, what you just saw with Dansby, is you get 97 in, so you get your conscious, and then goes right back with that slider.
The Braves have struck out 11 times in the game. And Travis Demerit's the batter. He's made contact 3 times. Sac fly, RBI. Single run scored in the 5th. And McNeil robbed him of a hit in the 6th inning. So Travis a good day. And in for a strike.
Orlando Arcia's grabbed the bat and come out on deck. Thought about Ronald, but the more I think about it, Chip, was he gets loose. It's still cold here. If he gets loose for game 2, then you're ready, but it might be tough for him to really get loose.
Diaz came over with Robinson Cano and really struggled in 2019. Not struggling today. The pitch. The home run ball has been a problem for this man in past seasons. Will it be today? The pitch. Little number is going to trickle foul. Think about this, Jeff. As talented as this guy is, and as wicked as his stuff is, in 2019 he allowed 15 ninth-inning home runs.
He just got here, and kind of like we saw Lindor last year, I told you, just struggled. Then he started getting booed, and that can have a negative impact. But right now, these fans this year and the way he's pitched last year, there are no boos for him. Let's try to get him booed, though, right?
1-2. And the Braves are down to their last out. It will be Orlando Arcia. "12 strikeouts for the Braves. That's 4 innings of no contact in a 5-4 game. And it's up to Arcia to get this game in the hands of Ozzie Albies, who waits on deck.
Toughest thing to do in baseball right here. Sit on a bench all game and come off to face a guy like Edwin Diaz. Matt Stairs, one of the great all-time pinch hitters, used to give advice saying, you got to get ready, and that first fastball you see in the area, you go.
Last time Arcia batted in a big league game by my records was April 24th. That was when the Braves hosted Miami. So you talk about coming in cold against a guy bringing heat. That's the fate of Arcia here in the ninth, with the Braves down a run. The pitch and a line drive into left field. How about that? The Braves have the tying runner aboard in the 9th inning, and Ozzie Albies is coming up.
Man, talk about coming cold off the bench, 2 fastballs, and you get a hanging slider. Haven't had an AB in over, what, a week and a half? Good piece of hitting. Pass it on to the guy that can gap you one here, or even take one to the right center seats.
Ozzie Albies looking for his first career hit against Diaz. Braves aren't dead yet. They're down to their last out. On the ground, first pitch. The peg to first, and the Mets have evened the series. Diaz saves it in the 9th inning. Mets beat the Braves 5-4. Peterson outduels Charlie Morton, but Jeff, in the case of Charlie, it really was a tale of 2 games in 1. First half not good. The second part of his outing excellent and a sign of hope.
Last 3 2/3 is what you wanted to see from Charlie Morton. Hopefully he's turned a corner that you can go, look, the Braves fall back down 5-1. Got it within 5-4 if that Olsen home run, but just this back into the Mets bullpen too tough for these Braves hitters. Good news is you got Kyle Wright going in game 2
against Carlos Carrasco. No blood in the first 2 games. The Braves back to 6 behind New York, with the nightcap to follow in about 40-45 minutes or so. Entertaining ball game. Matt Olson, a 3-run homer, highlighted the day for the Braves offense, and hopefully more of that to follow here in game 2. It'll be Wright and Carrasco. Stick around. Braves Live is next. For Paul Bird and Jeff Francoeur, I'm Chip Carey. We'll get our ducks in a row for Game 2 coming up shortly here on Bally Sports.